Building with Papa. I'm showing you how to install a pocket door frame. This is your frame. In the package you will get this header which has the track in it and the leg. Okay, I'm going to show you how to install these items. Just follow along. It's simple. Just make sure you use your level and tape measure and you should be fine. This track needs to be cut back so that the pocket door frame fits all the way in the track, and that the foot that has a little metal end on it, which I'll show you, you will screw down in that area. This way the frame fits all the way back to the 2x.
Okay, well, you want to get your frame in the track first, okay? So it's a little tough, but it's not that tough. So you try to get it in at least one side of the track first, and then you work it in there. Okay, I like to put that in first, then I attach my header. Okay, now we have the bottom in. We pushed over there, but we haven't screwed anything in yet. We're going to attach the header and screw it to the frame. Remember, keeping that has the additional trim on it in where the door becomes the stationary door. Move your pocket out. Slip it over the wood. Okay, all the way in. Then you have some notches that the track's going to fit in the wood. Okay, now all that is attached. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to screw the back side down to the wood frame that I have. Down through the top. Then I know that's in place. It's not going to move anywhere. Okay? Now we have plenty of room for shimming. Okay? We have plenty of room for shimming. So now what we're going to do is we know we're all the way in the pocket. Now we're going to plumb this side of the frame. Okay? Shim this. And then we're going to check the header for level. You have to have the header level. If you have it tilting to the back, the door will never stay closed. It'll always open. Okay? If you have it tilted the other way, it will always go to close. You move it the other way, but it'll roll its way back. You have to have it level. Okay? So first thing I get the pocket in, get my header on, screw the back end. Okay? You don't have to screw in anywhere else yet. Okay, we will, but we won't do it yet because now we're going to plumb and level. Okay, so we already know now that we're going to bring it back this way just a little bit. I want to just look at the track for level before I go anywhere else to make sure I don't have to raise the back. Okay. We have to raise the back a hair, but that's what we're going to do. Is we're going to screw it in the bottom by the track first. Now I have the bottom screwed to the wood stud there. I stuck in my leg and I'm going to screw it to the frame. I have the frame all the way down. I like to put in the leg and then I screw it down from the top. Okay, now that end screwed to it, this is there. Now I plumb this and I level this, I shim everything else. Okay, this is plumb, this is level, and then I plumb this side. Everything else gets shimmed. This will all go to measurements. Okay. Okay. So right now we're plumb, I just have to shim to what the opening is. I'm level. Okay? So right now I'm in a position to just shim everything. So what I'm going to shim first is I'm going to shim where I can reach easiest, get that shimmed first. Let me show you with some shims. Now, when you're using shims, they have a thick end and then a thin end. Okay? So if you're going to shim and you have pretty big space, which we already have, we have a pretty good sized space. So what I like to do is take the two thicker ones, put them the same way. Then I put them through and I slip the other one between them. Okay? I slip the other one between them so they get thicker as they go in. Okay, so you're pulling. Okay, they're in there nice and tight. Now let me check my, beautiful. Now you make sure these line up with your 2x and your framing, then screw it in place.
Make sure your shims are in nice and tight. Screw right through the middle and into the 2x4.
Okay, now you screwed it in, check again. It could have moved on you. Okay, we're good. Okay, now I screwed the header down through the top into my jamb. Okay, this is your exposed jamb that the door is going to butt up to. All right, so now we have that bottom point into there. We've put 3/4 of the way up. We have that screwed off. We know we have this plumb. Now we're going to make sure this is level. One by there, and now we're going to do the same thing that we did before with the shims. Enough to where I use this as a block. Now you just use the two, use the thin ends together, squeezing across so that it makes it thicker as they pass by. Okay? Put in one on the one side, bring the other in. Line your header up with the wood. You have this here, you line that up. Push them in nice and tight. Okay. Now let's check it for level. See if we have to make any adjustments. Now I like going on the track. Okay? It's beautiful. Some people want to just do the header. Now, being I screwed the top down to the jamb, I'm now going to screw the jamb to the wood. We have a slight distance there, so I'm going to throw a shim in there also. Your door is going to hit this jamb right here in this center part. and putting in this door, you're going to have a piece of trim called the door stop that's going to go right on this. So what you want to do is you want to screw in that area so that you don't even have to putty or do anything. When you put your trim on, it's going to cover the screw. You're good. Okay. Now, we're plumb. That leg isn't plumb yet. I have to shim it out at the bottom, but I'm not worried about that. We're level. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to screw off the bottom of this box. Okay? This frame. We know now this frame is true, square, and plumb. Okay? So I'm going to screw everything off. That foot that I showed you earlier, we're going to screw it down. If it was on concrete, you would shoot it down with a power trim. We're on a piece of plywood, so we're just going to screw it down with a small screw. Now we have the bottom pin, the bottom of that against the 2x, 3/4 of the way up against that stud. I screwed the header and the top on that piece. I screwed the header on this piece, and I screwed the header down on top of the jamb. Okay, so that's all interconnected. Now I check. This is plumb. That's level. Okay. Now we'll check the opening. Should be 30 inches, the size of our door. Okay. Then we know this is plumb, so our next easy spot is to tape measure over 30 inches to the leg, bring it to that, shim it, screw it off. Double check the center. Do the same thing. I'm going to do all that right now. Beautiful. Okay. Now I'm just going to go around, finish off screwing everything in, but that's how you set a pocket door frame. Plumb, level, plumb could be with the level or measuring. Okay? Now your door is going to fit right in here, attach on the tracks with this hardware, and it'll slide right in the pocket. That's what you call a pocket door. All right. I'll see you in the next one. Okay. This is your jamb. Has the shims and the screws. Okay. Remember I screwed the top of the jamb to the header. Got the backs all screwed in. Okay. All the shims are cut back. All the screws are in. We're ready for some drywall.